Couple weeks ago, I saw this video from Mishkos. I do hope it is the correct pronunciation. He talked about this Mario 64 image and explained with various degrees of certainty each and every bit of information written on it. Today, I'll try to give you my take on the Pokémon iceberg. Nope, not that one. Yes, this one right here. For reference, as Mish did, on the bottom left you'll see a Pokémon indicating how confident I am with the explanation I'll give you. Let's go. Mew under the truck. In the Gen 1 games, Mew was programmed in the cartridge, but it wasn't catchable anywhere. So many theories started circulating around playgrounds and then internet. One of the most popular states that Mew could be found by moving with strength the truck parked near the Vermilion City docks. Real animals. I believe this one refers to the presence of real animals in the Pokémon world. During the early years of Pokémon there were a couple references to the real world animals both in the Pokédex and in the anime. There was Ekans against the mongoose, which was a transformed Gastly, and even Indian elephants used for Pokémon strength tests. Ho-Oh gives Ash eternal youth. In the first episode of the anime, at the very end, Ash spots a golden bird soaring through the skies. In the Gen 2 games, it was later revealed to be Ho-Oh. That's why so many people believe that Ash wished for eternal youth, so that his journey could never end. This will also explain why he is never aged. Professor Oak is Ash's dad. I may be biased, but I never believed this theory for a moment. Oak is Gary's grandfather. That would mean that Ash, if Oak was his father too, would be Gary's uncle. Come on, that would be the weirdest thing ever. GS Ball. The GS Ball is a special event item for Pokémon Crystal and only available in Japan for the Pokémon Mobile System GB users, exclusively accessible through a mobile phone adapter for Game Boy consoles. A real mess at the time. The GS Ball was mandatory to catch Celebi at the Ilex Forest Shrine. Gengar is Clefable's shadow. Another well-known theory, so I'll cover it briefly. Gengar and Clefable have an almost identical silhouette, and, up until Gen 6, Clefable's normal type stab attacks couldn't hit Gengar. So it may be plausible that the two Pokémon were created as counterparts, and really cool ones I might add. Missingno and Ham. Arguably the best known glitch Pokémon, so iconic that even I, back in the days, used to believe that Missingno was a real Pokémon, right until Victini was announced and he claimed the 000 spot for good. Glitch City. There were many glitch cities in the Gen 1 games, they were just areas of the map with invalid tile data. To access the glitch area, a player must use the Safari Zone glitch and just run out of steps. To escape from it, the only available options are either fly or teleport. Creepy Black. Just a creepypasta. It also inspired the creation of a hack ROM, which lets you experience the horror feel in real life. Vietnamese Crystal. It is a bootleg ROM of Pokémon Crystal version, known for its broken English text. It is a result of multiple translations from Japanese to Chinese to English. Professor Oak Boss Battle. A fitting boss battle which was left in the code of the Gen 1 games, and the only way to trigger it is through glitches. A funny Easter egg was added in Pokémon Let's Go that referenced the Scrap Red and Blue event. Peekaboo. No internet access in the early 90s meant that every rumor would be considered true at the playground, so the Pokégods era began. Gen 2 was still far from coming to the West, so people who saw images of the new Pokémon from Japan thought they were obtainable in the old games, just like Mew was. One of them was Peekaboo, an evolution of Pikachu when exposed to the Waterstone, but a Marill in reality. Ditto is a failed Mew clone. One of my favorite theories. Many people noticed how not only Mew and Ditto were the only two Pokémon able to learn Transform, but their weight and color, even in the shiny version, was the same. Add the fact that Ditto is only catchable in the Pokémon Mansion, where Mewtwo was created, and in Cerulean Cave, where Mewtwo is found after beating the Pokémon League, and you have the perfect recipe for a spooky but interesting Pokémon theory. Lieutenant Surge's War. I tell you kid, electric Pokémon saved me during the war. They zap my enemies into paralysis, and the same as I'll do to you. That's what Surge tells us before accepting our challenge. The famed checker, introduced in the Red and Green remakes, confirmed the theories around Lieutenant Surge taking part to a war as a pilot for the American Army. Lavender Town music. The short answer is no. There were no sounds that could have induced children to commit suicide, even in the Japanese version of the games. It's just the best creepypasta ever created. Butterfree is Venomoth. The evidence is obviously there, and many people, including myself, believed in this swap. Unfortunately, the source code of the beta Pokémon Green and Red was leaked, so we now know that Caterpie evolution line was created all at the same time, so no last minute swap could have happened. No, you are not the one. Entering the second floor of a building in Lumiose City will cause the music to stop, while a ghostly girl will appear from behind the player. Then she'll slide toward the bottom of the screen, saying, "No, you are not the one," before disappearing completely. At the moment, there are no prevailing theories, it may as well be just a spooky Easter egg. Moss Deep Space Center. It was said that after a certain number of successful rocket launches, a number given by a man inside the building, could have been possible to catch Deoxys or even Jirachi. Much like the Mew under the truck, this was just a rumor. Bill's Secret Garden. Outside Bill's house on Route 25, there was a small grassy path. Due to its inaccessibility and Bill's fame of rare Pokémon collector, many people believed that the area could have been a secret spot where Pokémon could have been caught. We definitely know this was just an urban legend. Pokerus. Contrary to popular and logical belief, the Pokerus is a beneficial disease Pokémon can catch when battling. It's even rarer than a shiny encounter. When a Pokémon has the Pokerus, it gains double the effort values from battling. The Pokerus may spread if an infected Pokémon is in the player's party after a battle. The Pokerus may only spread to a Pokémon directly adjacent to another already infected Pokémon, and only if they have never had Pokerus before. From Generation 3 onward, eggs may catch the Pokerus like any other Pokémon. Strange Souvenir. In Pokémon X and Y, the player is given the strange souvenir by a mysterious NPC, who hints he is from another unrevealed region. This region was later revealed to be Alola, just a tiny Easter egg for the upcoming games at the time. Eating Pokémon. The most asked question ever is, what do people eat in the Pokémon world? And the short answer is, Pokémon. There are many instances of people feeding off fish Pokémons like Magikarp or even ducks like Farfetch'd. The most recent instance comes from Pokémon Sword and Shield, where trainers can eat Slowpoke's tail's carry. Bruno is Ash's dad. Another theory on the identity of Ash's father, and one I'm much more inclined to accept. Both Bruno and Ash have spiky dark blue hair. If we go by anime episode's clue, we can also assume that Bruno is from Pallet Town, and Delia must have known him well, because she gives away his secret training spot. Thing is that Bruno during the episode doesn't acknowledge Ash as his own son, so we must conclude they are not related. Pokémon Pink. It was long speculated that such a game could have been in the works during the early stages of Pokémon. It's well known that the first choice of Ash's travel companion was Clefairy at some point. Evidence of this game's existence was leaked via 4chan. This data apparently comes from a major hack at the Nintendo servers, the same breach which previously exposed the early version of other Pokémon games, such as the beta version of Pokémon Gold and Silver. Mentions of Pokémon Pink can be found in ancient source code for Pokémon Yellow, which also includes test audio for more anime cries to be implemented. Fishable statues. In Generation 1 it is possible to fish at the bottom of statues in gyms, or any room at Elite 4. Wobbuffet is the tail and Wynaut is an unknown. During the years, many people have speculated that Wobbuffet may not be what it seems. The blue body could just be a decoy, which would make lots of sense given its punching bag nature. These same thoughts resurged when people first saw its baby form, Wynaut. Its tail has only one eye, so to many it may resemble an unknown. Though there's no official confirmation of this particular theory, the fact that both Pokémon are pure psychic types does raise some eyebrows. Illegal Pokémon. In this type of mons are present some irregular characteristics, such as being a non-event Pokémon with event-only moves. An example can be Rayquaza with Celebrate. Another example may be having a shiny version of a shiny locked Pokémon. Mew 3. I have to be honest, when I was younger I really believed this because I saw a video on YouTube and it was on Leaf Green, the only game I owned at the time. Sadly, for past me, it was just a ROM hack. Little piece of trivia. The term Mew 3 was first found in the Pokémon manga. Yeah, the one with the Clefairy penis. White Hun. There's this guy right outside the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town that will ask you if you believe in ghosts. If you say yes, she'll tell you that other people too believe in them. But if you say no, she'll tease you and tell you that there's a white hand over your shoulder. This generated many infamous creepypasta on White Hand and Pokemon Tower. This dialogue was even referenced in the Pokemon Origins series, a retelling of Red and Blue games. You killed Gary's Raticate. This time we are inside the Pokemon Tower. Here we meet our rival standing in front of a gravestone. He asks us if we know how it is like to have one of our Pokemon die. At a closer inspection, while fighting his team, we noticed that he has swapped out a member from his previous encounter on the SSN, his Raticate. This leads many people to believe that after we defeated him on the ship, his Pokemon passed away, and now he's mourning his fallen friend at the tower. Sadly, we haven't received any direct confirmation yet. We must conclude that the rival just swapped out Raticate because it was a weak Pokemon compared to other choices he had. Space World 96 Demo. On November 15, 1997, an early playable demo of Pokemon Gold was shown at the Space World 97, the Space World being the grandfather of Nintendo and Pokemon Directs. On May 26, 2018, an anonymous user unexpectedly dumped ROMs of exclusive demos online. There are plenty of videos on YouTube that cover in great depth the contents of this demo, which shows how long the development of Pokemon games takes and how many ideas are either scrapped or reworked. Who is the first Pokemon? There are 4 main candidates for the title of first Pokemon, and the answer just depends on the established criteria. Let's take a quick look. If we go by national dex number, the first Pokemon is our buddy number 001, Bulbasaur. But if we look at the red and green game codes, we can see that Pokemon are organized differently, and they all have a hidden index number that rarely matches with their dex number. With this knowledge in mind, Bulbasaur gets all the way down to the 153rd spot, while the number 1 is claimed by none other than Rhydon, one of the first mons ever created. Moving to the Pokemon lore, we found out that the Mew is believed to be the ancestor of all Pokemon, since it can know every move in existence and even modify its DNA. Then, Gen 4 came with its extensive lore and gave us the god of all Pokemon universe, Arceus. He created all life, so Mew was retconned to be an Adam-like figure. Marsh Badge is Soul Badge. It is well known that translators can be messy sometimes, so it doesn't come as a surprise that the badges, respectively of the Poison and Psychic gyms, were misnamed when they worked on Red and Blue. A Marsh Badge would have been a perfect fit for a gym based on poisonous and venomous Pokemon, given the fact that the marsh isn't the cleanest place in the world. Also note that the names for the Cantonian gym badges in Japanese are all based on colors. Remoraid is a real gun. This is the Remoraid we all know and love. It can also be spotted under Montaigne's fin. But now we know the beta design of the Pokemon, and he was a literal gun. This weaponry team was also carried by his evolution Octillery the tank, which makes much more sense than a fish turning into an octopus. Gen 1 Shiny Hunting. Differently colored Pokemon were introduced in Gold and Silver, and it spawned a whole new way of playing the Pokemon games. One thing not many people know is that shiny Pokemon are obtainable in Gen 1 games as well. Sort of. While you will never ever see a different colored Pokemon on your copy of Red, Blue or Yellow, if a Pokemon you have caught that has a certain set of IVs is then transferred to a Gen 2 game, it can have a 1 in 8192 chances of becoming a shiny. Lock Capsule. The Lock Capsule was an event key item first found in the codes of Earth Gold and Soul Silver, where it has no use. If transferred to Pokemon Black and White, it could have been brought to Mr. Lock in Castilla City, where he would have opened the capsule revealing the TM95 Snarl. It was the only way to obtain said TM in the games, but for unknown reason it was never distributed. Mystery Zone. This term could be used to reference the void accessible in Gen 4 games, an unloaded map area that made many glitches possible, but you must be very careful when traveling in the void, hence the mystery part. Bike Shop Text Glitch. If the player talks to the bike shop owner in Cerulean City while pressing B through the dialogue, it will temporarily enable instant text. This trick generated debate around Pokemon speedrunners as to whether it would be considered a glitch. The instant text will persist until the player opens the start menu, the player heals their Pokemon at a Pokemon Center, the player loads a yes/no box, the player speaks with the bike shop owner again. Genesect is Kabutops. Genesect is a Bug Steel type Pokemon, while Kabutops is a Rock Water type. Based on typings alone, there's not much room to affirm that these two Pokémons are related, but the figure is quite similar and they also share the common characteristic of being apex predators. That may indicate that Team Plasma modified the Kabutops with metal parts, maybe not a revived version of the false Pokémon but a living one, which obviously wouldn't have had the rock type, maybe in favor of a bug-water combination. 911 Encounter Ray. While looking at the source code for Diamond and Pearl, user Shiny Hunter map found out that there is a bonus malus respectively during festivities and Memorial Days. The latter is probably a way to discourage people from playing and instead commemorate the tragedies. Seizures weren't Porygon's fault. This may be based on a technicality, but the flashing lights that can be seen during the infamous Porygon episode of the anime are caused by the Thunderbolt strike by the beloved Pikachu. So the treatment the digital Pokémon received, being banned from appearing in the anime ever again, may have been too harsh. Herman Cain quoting Mewtwo. Cain was an American politician who recently passed away. While I haven't found a clip of him quoting directly our beloved genetic experiment, he has quoted a Pokémon movie line instead. In his speech for the suspension of his own presidential campaign, he said the following.
I believe these words came from the Pokémon movie. Life can be a challenge. Life can seem impossible, but you and I can make a difference.
Which is obviously taken from the ending credit song of the Pokémon 2000 movie. James is Ash's dad. Another weird theory on Ash's father. Thankfully, there is not any convincing evidence to back it up. Original X-Maniac. This trainer class is often associated with the occult and ghost Pokémon. The original may be a callback to the first Japanese sprite present in Ruby and Sapphire, which was later revised for international releases. It looked like the trainer was possessed and deemed unsuitable for children. Donphan. I have literally no clue what this refers to. Feel free to write your guess in the comments. Ron Paul. According to my research, I found out that Ron Paul was running for the presidential election in 2012, but due to the low popularity he had to step back in favor of Mitt Romney as the Republican leader at said election. This event inspired many memes, and out of them there was a parody of the Pokémon theme song, which I leave in the description. Human-Pokémon relationships. In the Canalev library there are many books containing folk tales which enrich our understanding of the Pokémon world. One such tale, known as Xenofolk Story 3, tells us about a time when there were few differences between humans and Pokémon. The two species were very close and ate at the same table. A little twist to this story comes when we look at the original text, which states that Pokémon and humans married each other at some point in time, because, once again, there were very few differences between the two. This leads me to believe that, much like in our world, there once was a common ancestor of humans and Pokémon, so that the two groups didn't yet exist. Toxtricity Posta. Game Freak loves to put little hints of future games in their releases, so it didn't come as a surprise when someone found out that in Pokémon Sun and Moon a poster depicted a beta Gmax Toxtricity. It was 3 years prior to the then launch of Pokémon Sword and Shield. I wonder what Easter eggs we have for Gen 9 now. Victini is the atomic bomb. Let's face it, Victini is a very strong Pokémon, and its signature move, V-Create, is the stronger non-self-damaging move in the games. Its Pokédex entries state that every trainer that uses a Victini will face sure victory. Does any of this ring a bell? Much like the atomic bomb with this immense power that brought victory to the US over the Japanese people, Victini is described as an unstoppable force. I have to say that I don't believe a concept as horrendous as death of thousand upon thousand of their own people may have inspired of the creation of this Pokémon. I just want to believe this is an unfortunate coincidence. Duke Dragonite. In Red and Blue, a specific procedure that I linked in the description can lead to a battle with a Dragonite. A hook Dragonite, as if it was fished with a rod. Gen 4 Math. The only remotely on-topic thing I found was this bookmark of Ash advocating against drugs. Sega Pico Games. During the early 2000s, Nintendo licensed some educational Pokémon games for the Sega Pico, created by the all-time rivals. In 2010, they even released a Gen 5 version of the games on the successor of the Pico, the Advanced Picobina. Giovanni commits suicide. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, there was this Celebi event where you get to travel back in time. You learn about Silver's past and his encounter with his dad, the former leader of Team Rocket himself, Giovanni. Then, Celebi takes you to the Tojo Falls where you find Giovanni once again. He's listening to the radio announcement the remaining forces of Team Rocket made in hope that their boss would have come back. Unfortunately for them, you beat Giovanni just like Red did many years prior, and that's when he gets out of the cave. Weirdly, we don't hear any accident sound, but just loud splash after he gets out. Many people believe Giovanni took his life by crashing at the bottom of the waterfall. A sad ending to his troubled life, and a really plausible one since the remorse for all his past action would have crushed him internally. See Moville documents. The Moville project is a Pokémon conspiracy theory created by Ovi. He states that the reason why the creation of New Moville, a fully underground city in the depths of the Oran region, was stopped was due to the fact that the energy required to sustain life of this huge city would have been taken from living Pokémon, cited in the reports as Pokémon Bioenergy and Infinity Energy, the same one used by Ezi's ultimate weapon. Cult Trainer Nick Advanced AI. During the bug catching contest in Gold and Silver, one of the contestants may be the Blue Air Nick, a trainer that is always guaranteed to catch the best Pokémon available at the park. That's why many people choose to save before entering the park and start if they see the Cult Trainer. Identical Spindas. Since Spinda's pattern is based on its personality value, the same value that determines Wormpole evolution, there are over 4 billion unique Spindas designed possible. So having identical Spindas is possible but highly improbable. Yoshi. In 1999, the Expert Gamer magazine displayed an article allegedly detailing a method to get the Pokémon Dragonite to evolve into Yoshi, the dinosaur from Mario games. According to the method, obtaining this evolution would require 2 people, one with Pokémon Red and one with Pokémon Blue. Both players would have to complete the entire game and collect all 150 Pokémon. Then, the 2 players would have to trade. The red player would have to trade a Dratini to the blue player, who would then evolve it all the way up to the Dragonite and then trade it back. The red player would then have to go to the Cerulean Cave, search the location in which Mewtwo could be found, and use a Firestone to evolve Dragonite into Yoshi. Guess when this guide was published? Yep, April 1st. Pokémon 4. On YouTube I found this video of a kid talking about Pokémon 4 game. He calls Ruby and Sapphire Pokémon 1, so I believe he just got into Pokémon with Gen 3, and isn't aware of the existence of older games. Mr. Mime is Ash's dad. As we descend in the depths of the water, we get more ridiculous theories on Ash's father. Even the anime feeds this unbelievable relationship between Delia Ketchum and her companion Housekeeper Pokémon. That Mime really wants some. The Alchemy Theory. While doing researches for this part, I found out that references to alchemy in the Pokémon designs, Gen 7 primarily, are endless. I'll just show you now on the screens a couple of images I found, and for anyone that really wants to go down this rabbit hole, I'll leave a link to a Reddit thread that analyzes each and every little detail. Humans are Pokémon. As I said a bit earlier, when I talk about Pokémon relationships with humans, I do believe there must have been a shared ancestor between the two in the past. In the upcoming Crown Tundra DLC for Pokémon Sword and Shield, a newly revealed Pokémon, Calyrex, was presented as an ancient ruler of the Galar region. Maybe we will get a final answer to our speculations. Pokémon movie promotes abstinence. This clip right here.
Listen to me, kid. When you get involved with the opposite sex, you're only asking for trouble.
Yes, and that's the kind of trouble I stay out of.
You two don't need the opposite sex because you got each other. What does that mean?
Tin Tower Reincarnation. About 100 years prior to the event we experienced in Gen 2, a lightning bolt struck a tower in Ecotech City and it was burnt to the ground. Fire that was only put out by sudden rain. Unfortunately, 3 Pokémon perished inside said tower. They were later revived by Ho-Oh himself, and so Raikou, Entei and Suicune were born. Many people believe, even though we have no direct confirmation, that the Pokémon that initially perished inside the tower were either Jolteon, Flareon and Vaporeon, or just 3 little Eevees which were granted great powers from the Rainbow Pokémon. Song about male impregnation. Everyone has heard the song Toby Fox, creator of Undertale, has composed for Pokémon Sword and Shield, but not many people know that it's ripped from this rock opera Mr. Fox created himself years ago. It was a response to a controversy on some forums regarding the ban of pregnancy in fanfics and fanarts. Just wow. Drying Pan. It's the most powerful artifact in the world. It also doubles as a standard frying pan. Catherine Connection. It was found in the Code of Catherine, a puzzle game released in 2011, a weird original remix of Demon and Pearl Wild Pokémon battle music. It's still unknown what purpose it did serve, maybe it was just used for testing. Diglett found in real life. The image on the right of the abyss is taken from this YouTube video. I'm quite positive it has no deeper meaning and it's just a cute video of a digging animal. Wally is the protagonist. Wally was first introduced in Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire as a shy and fragile kid, which needed to move to another city because his hometown was too polluted. After catching his first Pokémon, a Ralts, he starts his own Pokémon journey, battling you in hope of surpassing your level one day while he gets his health back. That's the tragic but sweet story of Wally, the real protagonist of the Owen-based games. Brock is Medusa. Given that Brock was a rock-type gym leader, it only makes sense that if one were to look at him in the eyes, that he rarely opens, would be turned into stone, much like how the monster from the myth did. Ash is his own dad. I refuse to talk about this nonsense. This would imply Ash time traveling, which he has done before, don't get me wrong, and incestuously procreate himself with his own mother. Come on. Pokémon caused Indian elephant extinction. This sentence is probably about Raichu and Gasly's Pokédex entries in Fire Red. Both of them contain references to the real animal, which is a bit weird considering that at this stage the Pokémon world hosted over 300 creatures, and one of them was even an elephant-like Pokémon. As said, those entries may explain why there are no known Indian elephants in the Pokémon games. Kadabra are human children. We finish off with the creepiest Pokédex entry to date. In Fire Red, it stated that it happened one morning. A boy with extrasensory powers awoke in bed, transforming to Kadabra. And, later, it was referenced in Emerald's entry as well. It is rumored that a boy with psychic abilities suddenly transformed into Kadabra, while he was assisting research into extrasensory powers. Wow, you really made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see other contents from my channel, it's shown right here on the screen. And any kind of support you're willing to give me will be really appreciated. Thank you so much for watching again. Bye.